This is Exeter's Northbrook Approach golf course, which closed in 2019. Devon Wildlife Trust have proposed a vision for the site, and we've talked to some of the people involved to inform you and help you imagine what Northbrook could be.
My name is Amal Hussein. I am a city councillor. I'm lead on equality, diversity and communities in the city council. I'm also councillor for Priory in particular, so this is basically in my patch. Keeping Northbrook approach as a public space used for people, it fits very well with the three main aims of the council. Reducing congestion, where people can not just only walk but cycle through to Marsh Barton and to the city and to the riverside. The second priority is to build great neighbourhoods. Northbrook is surrounded by different communities, and they all use this area, and it will be great facility for people to come here. It will be a wonderful place for families, because families can come, granny, the parents and the kids all in one go, and every one of them we're hoping to be able to have something to do. The third one is for health and well-being. This is a perfect place for people to not just to walk and engage with wildlife, engage with nature, but also you can have some classes like yoga classes, you can have activities like picnics, you can have running classes, all sorts of activities can be done. What could be better? It actually matches all the priorities that the council is seeking.
My name is Pete Burgess. I'm Director of Conservation and Development at Devon Wildlife Trust. And Northbrook is in this really important position in the local landscape. Just downstream we've got the River Exe, which is full of wildlife. Huge amounts of wildlife move up and down every year. And behind me we've got Ludwell Valley Park. And this is the connection in the landscape. It's the stepping stone and corridors that you need. Well, Exeter's got this amazing resource of green spaces. Within the city you're able to just step a few metres and go into some stunning, really wildlife-rich farmland. These are the green lungs of the city. They're places that people can go to unwind, to take exercise, to connect with nature around them. So it's just a really important resource. So just imagine this landscape that we've got here that's absolutely brimming full of wildflower meadows, places that people can access, walk through small copses, parkland trees, and just full of wildlife. So the place would be much wilder, much more accessible for people, and a place where you can just connect with wildlife on your doorstep.
My name's Emily and I'm an education officer for Devon Wildlife Trust. So a lot of the site is quite friendly for children. It's quite enclosed, so there's opportunities for children to roam free and explore whilst being observed quite carefully. Especially the top half of the site, it's really good, quite enclosed, and it's really accessible as well. There's quite a lot of schools nearby that we work with who can come along quite easily on the local footpaths and cycle routes to come here sustainably. The site has really good benefits here for children, so they can learn what wildlife lives on their doorstep and what wildlife can live in the city. And with opportunities like building, like creating an orchard, will help children learn how trees and fruit grow. There's so many learning opportunities here, and it will also show how we can create better spaces for wildlife within the city.
My name's Laurie Fenterman, and I'm involved with Ludwell Life, which is a community organisation working up in the valley. Really, the role this space has got is about its potential. I mean, it is very attractive. There's a lot of old trees here from where it was parkland, because there was a big house up here called Northbrook, and these are all the grounds that went with that virtually a stately home. But really, its potential, it's just been a very underused little bit of space. It's got a little bit scruffy, frankly. The most fascinating thing for me about the history of this place is that up in the valley, we know that people have used and lived in that valley for 6,000 or 7,000 years continuously, which I think is extraordinary. Those people, Iron Age, Stone Age, Bronze Age, medieval, would have all come this way. They would have all walked across this land because they would have all used the river. So it's part of that continuous occupation. I bet there's all sorts of archaeology under this ground, undiscovered. There's certainly some up there in the valley. And so I think that's really quite exciting and something we might be able to make something of.
My name's Chris Moulton. I'm the Valley Parks Ranger and I look after all the valley parks. The main link is the Northbrook stream, which is down in the bottom in the valley, but there's also a continuous tree line which comes from Ludwell into the riverside, and this small park here is essential for that tree line. And it's also got some other really interesting habitats, the meadow systems and the sort of small brookland systems and wetland systems as well. It was formerly managed as a golf course, so it was quite pristine with lots of cut areas. So we'd probably try and bring some wildflower meadows back, also introduce this idea of a wild arboretum with some more tree planting. We've got our ideas, but it's very important to find out what people want, and so another way of involving the community, it would be to ask them and involve the community in the planning of the place as well, and then as years go on, actually involved in the management of it.